Hey everyone, Peyton Marine here with another Off the Sprue, and today I'm going to do kind of a little review and I guess overview of a MOC that I've done. So the review is going to be about the new TIE Fighter set that has come out from LEGO, the 75300 Imperial TIE Fighter. Now this is a great set. I think this is probably my favorite iteration of the TIE Fighter yet. I like its smaller size. A lot of people kind of don't like that it seems compact and smaller. I don't know. I really like it. Now I probably should have grabbed some, but I should have grabbed the original TIE Fighters because I had the original ones that had like the blue and stuff on them. And there's not much difference in like the height and everything. They're actually pretty comparable in size in that way. But I just love it with the detail and everything that they've added at a set of this size and this price point, because most ties before this have been like pretty much like the $70 to $80 range, and this is our first $40, like half the price, and it's really great. Plus it comes with 3 minifigures. You get a pilot, an Imperial droid, like C-3PO protocol droid, or whatever I'm not sure what their version is, and then the Stormtrooper. Now I'm not a big fan of the new Stormtroopers. They have like this piece that kind of comes down so you can't really turn the helmet, which is kind of odd, but anyway, it's just an awesome, really awesome set, so much so that hopefully later at the end of the year sometime, I am trying to plan a significantly larger MOC than what I've ever really attempted in my whole career of LEGO. Like I said, for those that have been kind of following this kind of journey, I've only recently gotten back into kind of LEGO collecting and creating MOCs and stuff after about something like 15 years or so. But yeah, so yeah, really been getting back into it, and like I said, I have a really ambitious plan. I don't know if it'll pan out yet, but it does revolve around the TIE Fighter for sure. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully it happens. But I also want to talk about a MOC in of itself as we're talking about them, and that of the TIE Interceptor. So I got a second set of this, so created the TIE Interceptor, like probably I would definitely say this is my favorite of the TIE Fighter variants. Right after this, I really like the TIE Defender. Is really awesome. But yeah, so I've seen a lot of people modding and creating their own MOC version of the TIE Interceptor based around the set, and so I took a lot of their ideas and kind of made my own version with the pieces I had available. So, and this actually, like, because like I'm getting back into it, this really did kind of deplete a lot of my available pieces that I had. So for the most part, everything is pretty standard, like, but you can tell with like the plates here and what I had, each wing is a little bit different with like the filler plates and stuff, because I didn't have like the exact same sizes for everything, but I had enough to fill everything out, so it looks, completed and stuff. And I'm still thinking I still think I need to add some like gray pieces here to kind of complete the same like gray out here. But overall, like, I didn't have to use a ton of extra pieces. A lot of pieces that didn't come in the set happened in this little section right here. And then, like I said, some of the filler stuff, probably the biggest were these gray wing pieces that had to be added in here to create that kind of gray border look. So that was a lot that was added. But yeah, I really am very pleased actually with how this turned out. There's like I said, there's gonna be some tweaks and some things I have to do. Like you can kind of see here, there's like a dark gray piece here, like where everything else is black, and then there's another dark gray one there. I would love to switch those out eventually into black, and I actually would probably need to shift this over and get another one here so I could have 2 of those, just to, again, continue to fill in those gaps and stuff like that. These hinge pieces as well, I would love to switch those out into a different type that, adds more stability, but then also kind of fills in those gaps too, so you don't have such big gaps. So just some improvements and stuff I'd like to make eventually. I would love to make 2 of these, but like I said, this really depleted a lot of my excess Lego for this, so if I do make another one, It's going to require probably a BrickLink order to get those parts. But like I said, I saw a lot of different versions of this, and I took the best what I could. A lot of them I saw, like I wasn't a big fan of the wingtip parts, which I tried my best to kind of create it to make it look more like sharp and point and come to a point as best I could. I think I pretty much was able to achieve that, especially like you know, the gun mounts at the end here. Even though I know it still has the missiles here because it's the original cockpit, I may eventually take those out or just, you know, remove the missiles or something, because I guess that, you know, the TIE fighter actually shoots from the 4 wingtips, and these I'm not really sure. Someone can maybe help me out or correct me. I think these might be like missile launchers for the TIE Interceptor. That's what I would assume that they are. I haven't played a lot of, I guess, like Battlefront 2 or other games that have this, so. And then I just made a simple stand for it because you can't really set it on its wings without these bottom ones kind of starting to fold in. So just created a quick, simple stand so that it can, you know, sit on display or whatever. So, but like I said, I definitely want to make some improvements, and along with those improvements, I would definitely like to eventually make a second one of these because it is my favorite of the TIE fighter variants, and it's just so cool. And like I said, it was a great build. It did take me a little bit of time, but that was mostly just from sorting through the pieces, trying to find stuff that would work. And like I said, I just had enough, like these back gray wing pieces here. I actually had a dark gray one in one of the spots because I couldn't find another light gray, and then finally I found my absolute last light gray wing piece that I had for that. So got lucky there to be able to at least complete this MOC. So yeah, so this is my second MOC that I have created now in something like 15 years or so. And actually, I'll pause it here and I'll grab my first MOC that I made about a week or two ago, and it's actually sitting right here. And I'll grab it out here in a second so you can take a quick look at that, and that'll pretty much be it for this video. So, alright, so here we are. This is the first MOC that I ever created since getting back into the kind of the Lego scene, and this all came about because been playing the Lego Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars game with my son, and there's a kind of like funny cut scene in it where you come across and there's a bunch of clones working out. Some will have like their shirts off, they still have their clone pants and like a helmet on, but they're shirtless and like all muscled up and everything. And going through my son's Lego, helping him clean up and stuff the other day, I found that he had a Batman, like beach going Batman. It had like the Batman cowl that had like swimming goggles on, and he was like wearing a Speedo, but then he was like shirtless and had all his abs and everything. And I was like, that would be awesome to create like a workout scene of the clones on one of their cruisers or something in their gym, just like working out in between missions or something. So that's what I created here. So yeah, so that is what it is. You know, got a clone doing some bench, and he's got his buddy there to spot him. And I got like a little rack there for their weapons to go up while they're working out. There's another smaller barbell. Obviously, well, most of the time, you know, you're going to just have the bar set up with no weights on it, but, you know, there's also ones that have weights that are, like, permanently on there. So maybe that's what that is. I don't know. I just kind of put it on there just to have an extra little detail. There's, like, a little, I don't know, control panel. Maybe that angle you can see. So, and then here's, like, the back. Like I said, it's not super, I guess, nice looking in the back, but that's really because it just sets up the scene. So there's, like, a little back window there and everything, and then you got the floor and everything's tiled up nicely. And honestly, like the only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is these pieces with all these holes and stuff in it. I wish that was a little bit more closed up to kind of get a more completed look. But overall, I think this turned out super awesome, super well, super happy with it. I think it's funny, hilarious, and cool. And anyway, so this was actually my first time ever trying to do what they call like a snot build. For those not familiar with that terminology, it means studs not on top. So that means pretty much trying to smooth out as much as possible any like showing studs, which are the little dots, or whatever you want to call them, that the Lego connect to. And I think it turned out fairly well. And like I said, after something like 15 plus years, this being my first MOC I created, I'm pretty pleased with it, and also very pleased with the way the TIE Interceptor turned out. Again, using new techniques and stuff. Like I said, I've been out of the game of Lego for at least 15 something years. So jumping back in with these new techniques and things was challenging and pretty fun. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So, alright, well, again, thank you for watching. I don't mean for all these off the sprue to be just centric or centralized, or I guess really Lego-centric as they have been. I do mean it's supposed to be just a very broad subject, but it's just lately, with my older two especially, getting more and more into Lego, it's just been kind of rekindled that hobby, and so that's kind of where that is right now. I do plan on talking more about other subjects that I'm interested in as well, where there's movies, sci-fi, that kind of stuff. But as of right now, it's just Lego has been taking up a lot of that extra time. So if I'm not already modeling a painting, it's usually building some kind of a Lego thing with one of my kids, or creating my own thing. So hopefully you enjoy that, at the very least a little break from the norm. Well, I appreciate you watching if you made it this far. If you would, please check out the Facebook page, and I'd appreciate a like and follow, as well as subscribe to the channel. Now, there's plenty of other things to see. Again, most of it is 40K related. I have the Paint and Raise bookshelf, where I go over different books that I've read from the 40K universe. I have the Paint and Raise workbench, where I give tips and tricks to various projects and things I've worked on, and just many other things I'm working on. So, again, thank you for watching, and until next time.